So, have you ever seen that kid in class? He's probably acting hyper, moving his legs a lot, or just tired. Well, he might have ADHD. In fact, I suffer with ADHD. It's a condition that makes you have trouble understanding certain things, or it makes you a little bit hyper. So, we need to be aware about ADHD because this can affect someone's life drastically in many ways. And also, we need to be sensitive about this because I bet many people in the audience right now have ADHD. And you might accidentally offend someone by saying, "Oh, that's a bad kid. He doesn't behave well." Well, they can't really help it. So, how does ADHD affect the brain? Well, there's actually many ways it does. So, for example, I'm kind of shaking right now because, well, your brain needs glucose, and ADHD people, they have an extra amount of this glucose. So we need a way to burn off this energy. So that's why we move around a lot like this. And another way is you have trouble understanding and comprehending things. For example, when I was in 7th grade, I'd always had trouble in math because I'd always just forget my formulas on the day of the test. My mentor, Miss Kramer, says, ADHD is presented differently in every student. When a student meets with professionals such as a diagnostician, they may inform a student about their individual academic strengths. What she means by this is every person in the audience has their own way of learning. That's no different from people with ADHD. For example, when I take the ERB, I can't always take it in 2 hours. I sometimes need 3 or 4 hours. So, some hurdles and challenges. Well, the hurdles of ADHD is obviously people sometimes can't stop moving. And also, they have trouble paying attention. And the challenges are, well, people sometimes don't understand how it is to have ADHD. So by me explaining this, I hope I can give you more insight on how it is and how it feels to have ADHD. So how can you help? Well, there's many ways you can help. You can talk to them, or let them into your group. By talking to them and telling them to calm down, they will know what they're doing. And by letting them into your group, you can give them more comfort and let them be more calm. Because 25% of people with ADHD actually end up being incarcerated because they don't have a good friend group or they're just not looked after. Now, there's 3 ADHDs that are known. There are 3 ADHDs, and I'm going to be talking about them. So the first one's inattentive, second one's hyperactive, and the third one's combined. So you've probably seen this kid in your class. He's not paying attention. He's just tired. He wants to get the day over. So this is an inattentive type. He may have an inattentive type of ADHD. So think of it this way. You're in a lecture for college, and say it's a 45-minute lecture, and your professor's talking, and all you're thinking about is just daydreaming and just wanting to get over the class. Then by the end of that, you have no notes taken down, and you had to ask everyone for their notes. And then there's a hyperactive one. How about this? You're going to go for a job interview, and your employer is about to come in. Then he just sees you being like that. Like, no one's going to want to hire you if you're just moving around like that. Then lastly, there's combined. Now imagine daydreaming, being inattentive, and just moving around. And that's what I have. It can be a struggle in school, but after living for 14 years, I got used to it. So other misconceptions. You might be wondering, other misconceptions? Well, ADHD is confused for a mental illness or mental disorder, but it's not. It's actually a learning difference, but it just has those side effects of a mental disorder. It's also, it's not as serious as like depression or bipolar. So, benefits of the medication. As you know, people with ADHD, they mostly take medications. And if you have a hyperactive ADHD, it has a calming effect on your brain. And if you have an inattentive type of ADHD, it makes you more alert. So the downsides of medication. Well, the the medication doesn't work for all people with ADHD. And also, there's something called eye tics. No, it's not a bug that goes in your eyes. It's actually where someone who doesn't get enough sleep, say for me, I get only 5 to 6 hours, their eyes start squinting and winking like that. Well, the medications actually just bring it out more. So it just looks really weird. That's why I squint a lot in class, just so I know. Yeah. And also they have a lot of other side effects like nausea or loss of hunger. And that can be bad in many cases. So I've only said the bad things of ADHD, but what makes it good? What makes it unique? Well, as you know, people with ADHD have a lot of energy to expend. So you can use it in a sport and do very well in that sport. For example, I do swimming. Also, people with ADHD can spend very good attention to detail. Like, say there's shades of red everywhere, and all of them are the same, and there's only one red that's a shade off. An ADHD person will probably spot it like that. So, I want you, yes you Sohan Masters, to embrace all learning differences, to embrace all learning differences. To embrace everyone, no matter what they have. Thank you.